girls having a kiki. That's what this is about.
Having a good time.
Yeah, you look good. What have you been up to?
I've been doing a lot of video games. A lot of like D&D over Zoom, which has been really fun. I'm trying to like really take a moment, take a breather, you know what I mean? Aside from doing like a couple of like digital drag shows, especially this month, I'm kind of just like prioritizing like chilling out. Yeah, that's been a lot of me lately.
Okay, what games
But it's nice to get into drag. Right now, okay, so I downloaded Lara Croft, the fucking Rise of the Tomb Raider. It was like free on PlayStation, and it's really good. I really recommend it.
It's been a while since I played like an action adventure game, so I should pick her up. I think the last one I touched a little bit was, I played a little bit of Breath of the Wild on the Switch. Really cute, but Lara Croft.
I love it. It's a lot like that. It's just like a little bit more like, there's like more buttons to press, but it's like very Breath of the Wild in that like, you're just like in the environment and just like, you know, just exploring. It's really cute.
Have you been playing Overwatch? I know you're an Overwatch doll.
I'm an Overwatch girl. Not in a second, mostly because like, we downloaded that and then I re-downloaded this old ass game that I played on my DS called The World Ends With You. And it's like in the kind of like the same vein as like Kingdom Hearts. It's very like anime, like cute fighting boy taking down, you know, the evil or whatever. And so that's been really fun on the Switch. So I've been doing a lot of that. So have not picked up Overwatch in a minute. I'll get there.
Okay.
Are you Overwatch on the PS4 or are you on the Switch?
I have it for both the PS4 and the Switch. I have not touched it on the Switch because I was trying to convince some other people to get on the Switch. No one did, so I'm like the only one with it. I haven't played it in a minute. Like I know they release like new characters and stuff, but I lived for Moira. I lived for the healing and the chaos, the balance queen. I've been playing a lot of this game called Valorant. It was like released by, I'm sure you know, League of Legends.
Yeah.
Huge multi-billion dollar game. They released like this Counter-Strike-esque. Look, we're getting into the games, okay? The girls are gamers too, okay? Girls are intersectional. We game, okay?
Girls are gamers.
Let's not get it twisted. You can find me at Aunty Chan on PlayStation Network. But yeah, just been chilling, doing the same kinds of things. Being
You're
a domestic
cat mom
goddess.
now. You're fully
being
a cat mom.
mommy.
How's that?
That's a lot of fun. Kiki has been keeping me a lot of company. The grandchildren were a lot of fun, a great blessing, very chaotic, but you know what? They added a lot of responsibility to this scene in that a lot of folks that were needing something to take care of during this quarantine got something to take care of. So very happy to be the grandmother.
You didn't know she was pregnant, right, when you got her? Or
Right.
She pulled a stunt.
What?
Just let you really know.
It's like, this is the circle. Let me remind you what's really important. All of this doesn't matter.
Values, baby.
I have kids, family and love.
I've been hanging out a lot with Karen, who's Oliver's cat. I've been like staying with my boyfriend for like all of quarantine, so it's just like I've become, you know, like a pet person. I like wasn't really before, but I have transitioned into that.
How are you feeling with your drag and like I want to talk to the girls about like the profession, because like it changes everyone. How have you personally changed with like the quarantine in your drag?
I like had like, you know, training and like art school and shit, and so like I know how to like, you know, like edit videos and shit, and so it's been really nice to kind of flex that muscle again because I really hadn't in a long time. And so, you know, when I perform like live, like, you know, before COVID, I used to like love like doing some kind of like video element in my numbers just because I had that skill set and I wanted to use it. And kind of I feel like everyone's had to become like a video editor like very, very quickly to kind of like feel like they're keeping up. So I'm like pretty grateful to have like already had that kind of like toolkit. It's been fun to just like explore different like moods and stuff. You know, I feel like I'm a very like either like really funny and comedic or like very like emotional and like you know, emotive.
You know, that's what I really do admire about your drag. I really do admire how you're one of the three moms of Mom Jeans, and that is like a very comedic driven trio. But I really do love how you can, and I'm trying to work on this too as a performer, like channel that emotion, because we're very complex people, and the way that I like communicate is through comedy. But I do have some things that I want to get off my chest too. Like I have feelings and emotions, you know?
So we're recording a Mom Jeans podcast, and we just spoke to Lo Taeyeon, and she just talked about like how sometimes she like feels pigeonholed, you know, as I'm sure like a lot of us do when we're performing, because it's like the expectation that the audience has is that like you're this or you're that, and so you either have to like, you know, deliver this or that. It's like very kind of clear. It's been like really fun, I think, to just like get to try out new stuff in quarantine. What emotive number can we see from you next? What's in the pipeline? What's in the
Well,
works?
you know what?
Is there a single on the way?
Yes, the single's coming out. It's called Casserole. It's going to be an instructional song on how to build a casserole out of leftovers. Very emotional journey. Have you been watching Drag Race?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure you
I've
have,
been watching
yeah.
this. I've been watching Miss All Stars, which just ended, and I've been watching Canada on. Well, I know that they stream it on Twitch. They don't like, you know, like whatever legally do it, but people like to stream it on Twitch. So I've been watching it on that on the weeks that I don't have D&D. It's like nice to like be in the comments and see like everybody's like comments, so that I feel like I'm watching the show like at a bar again. Because I'm like used to hosting it and just being like around people and just like asking the audience like, what'd you think about that? What'd you think about this? And so yeah, I've been watching it on like Twitch and stuff. It's been cute.
Okay. Wait, you said D&D. I wanted to ask you real quick because it just graced my brain. What character are you? Like, what's your class, your race?
So I'm currently in 2 campaigns because I couldn't get enough of one. And I'm currently playing as a Baird High Elf, which is just like a musician type character. So I have like a ukulele, and I just like, you know, like my name is Spat. I'm just like a cool like hot girl that just like runs around and like casts spells with her ukulele. And in the other one, I play this character Bix, and she is also an elf. She's a druid, and she likes to like turn into animals and shit. She's like very down to earth. It's kind of like I haven't done therapy in a minute, so it's kind of like I'm getting to like let that kind of energy out.
Dang. Okay, I definitely need to find like a dungeon master.
I mean, I feel like there's enough queer people who like want to do it in Chicago, so it's like
This is true.
achievable.
I just want to go with a group of
elf.
Definitely elf, definitely anything that's like ethereal. I feel like every trans character is an elf. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know why, but like
that.
elves are trans. Like, I don't make up the rules. I think that's just how nature works.
Speak on it, baby. Love that.
But I definitely want to go on a little journey and do bits along the way and turn people into mice and shit, you know? Well, without further ado, let's get into this episode of Drag Race Canada, shall we? This is the iconic Snatch Game episode. You gotta make an impression with an impression. It's a lot of pressure. It is a lot of pressure.
To do an impression on the TV show.
Do you have like a secret Snatch Game impression? Like, do you have a character that's like tucked away?
I feel like I could be a really fierce Yolanda Saldivar. I mean, honestly, like, I got kind of shook because Bobo was, one of her options was, what was it? Fran Drescher, and I love Fran Drescher. I grew up watching The Nanny, Mr. Sheffield, kind of like, and just go back to that. So maybe that's like, you know, something that's like a secret, but I don't know. Who would you do?
Well, in this episode, Ilona did the Cock Destroyers. Yeah. I was like, actually, I have thought long and hard. That would be the character because you can just do innuendos and that would just play to your advantage. Just be horny and like high pitch all the, oh my god. Oh.
And I feel like that's like what makes a Snatch Game character successful, is that like you're able to like take it kind of anywhere, you know what I mean? Oh, fucking horny, you know, and then you just make a lot of noises and like you're there. You know what I mean?
It's the
That's why I feel like
Snatch
accent
Game.
work might like really work, you know what I mean?
The girls that don't do well are the ones that aren't willing to fully commit to being insane on camera, I think. Let's just go down. I have some notes.
Oh, she has an outline. Okay.
So we'll just go down the episode in chronological order. The episode opens with, well, Tynomi Banks just got sent home. How are we feeling?
The language around Tynomi, and kind of I feel like the expectation that people have about Tynomi when she goes on is to be like a legend, right? And that I feel like is a really hard position to go into this show with. Maybe it wasn't Tynomi's time, or like maybe Tynomi just like didn't find the way to like shine the way that a lot of us wanted her to in the show. Because I still think she was fierce, you know, she was sickening, but
I think she represents ballroom drag. And that's something that I definitely want to see showcased more. I think the show is like tailored to comedic performers and actors and Instagram models. But if they had more challenges that were working around the talents of like ballroom performers, I think that would add an interesting twist on the Drag Race franchise.
10,000%. I mean, it would add layers to it, I feel like. Have you been watching, or did you watch Legendary?
I've seen some.
Yeah, it's on HBO. I mean, I've seen some of it too, not all of it, but it's really good. And I mean, that's kind of like, I feel like an example of what maybe it could look like. Alternative pitch, real world Drag Race.
I'm listening.
Is World of Wonder though? Are they listening though? Hello?
Real World of Wonders Drag Race. Actually,
I think I might have to. I think it might happen.
Yeah, because if you want to make money off of queer mental illness, well, let me tell you, the material is there. Look at the material. Oh, you want to melt down on camera? Just say any like set of words or say a full sentence to a queer and see how they combust.
God.
So they are gathered at the table. A moment that stuck out to me, don't tell me how to feel. Things are snappy. Tensions are high. Priyanka, don't tell me how to feel. Again, we are having the reading challenge with the lack of the ballroom queen.
Sorry, I'm like, my headphones disconnected. Give me 1 sec, sorry, boo. We're gonna fix it in post.
So were there any reads that stood out to you from the reading challenge?
I think, like everybody else, the only thing you're fucking is stupid. I mean, it's like, it's legendary, my guy. I mean, it's really, it's really good. That's a really good read. And I also, like, wasn't expecting it because, like, Lemon was an early out, or at least like, that's what I thought it was gonna be. And then she comes out with pretty solid reads for everybody. I'm like, I thought that the coaster one that Bowen made about Lemon was also real good.
Yes.
Also real good.
Yes. Yeah, Lemon killed it, this reading challenge. A lot of bad reads. A lot of bad, maybe like 80% of the reads were really bad. You know, because it just came off as like mean. I was like, no one laughed. Now you look like the asshole, you know?
Like what?
Lemon, a surprise. A surprise, and I'm glad that she got to show that side of her. Oh, Cheap. I really liked that one too, when she was like, are you a bird? And then I was like, this is already a great setup. Are you a bird? What a great question. Cheap, because your drag is cheap. Funny.
That was good.
Jimbo dressed like Macklemore, and Lemon wins. Okay.
My high school's prom theme was thrift shop, and so my first like real ever drag number was me performing thrift shop in the middle of like a thrift shop in order to promote the prom. I mean, I don't want to people going to the prom. Yeah, exactly. Which you think is like not a real thing, but you're also like, okay, I see where you're coming from though. She's enterprising.
You gotta advertise the school prom. Dang.
Dang.
Did you win prom queen?
I won homecoming queen, so I feel like that says something. But
okay,
I did not win prom queen for whatever reason. I did not win prom queen.
Those are always rigged. Like it's like nepotism and a little bit of money and the PTA involved. Like,
well, the people who won were like that one high school couple that stayed together through high school and like is still together now actively. I get why they won, but I also feel like they lost in the long run.
Wait a minute. My prom king and queen are still together.
That's so scary.
And I'm certain she's a lesbian and he's a gay. I'm certain that they're gay. Both of them. Epiphany. We never really come out of the high school closet, I guess. Okay, so we go into the next day. It's Snatch Game episode. So we're going around the table, setting up the characters. Anyone that was like standing out to you? I
think that, again, JoJo is another character who you could kind of like go anywhere with. Edith Piaf was like a very interesting choice to see because it's not somebody who I maybe would have chosen. You know, a lot of us don't know what she's like, and so really you could do whatever you want. If you're an old dead bitch, then you're an old dead bitch, and it's gonna be funny. It's gonna be funny.
Yeah, they're dead. It's funny. Haha, you're dead. I was really excited to see Miss Cleo because let's talk about Raven-Symoné's Miss Cleo inspired character from That's So Raven, the episode where she worked at the call center. Do you remember this one?
Of course.
She had the giant hand. She was shaking the bucket. It was chicken bones.
Call me now. Yeah, the chicken bones.
Such a good episode.
And I almost feel like that is like a great example of how to like keep that character, you know?
Yes. Where was the crystal ball? Because wasn't she like painting a crystal ball
Where
and she had like,
was
prop gags
the
ready?
crystal ball? Where were the chicken bones? I don't understand.
You missed the games, girl. You missed the game. Should we just go into like the actual Snatch game? The Snatchable game?
Yeah, the Snatchable game.
Okay. So let's talk about their performances. It sounds like we know everything. We don't know anything, okay? We're just viewers of television. And this is what we saw. So Kiara was Mariah. The titties looked phenomenal.
The titties were sitting 4 inches out, and then the titty began, and then the titty ended. She had her I almost said Halloween, LOL. She had her Christmas getup on.
Which, when you think of Mariah, well, I don't think of Christmas Mariah.
And
I know that's how she makes a lot of her money.
Right, and that's the thing is that like my boyfriend like loves Mariah, so I have like maybe a little bit more of like a knowledge of Mariah Carey's kind of like arc and experience, but I don't think Mariah when I think about Christmas. I feel like I would see Mariah in like, you know, like a stoned, like beautiful gown. I would see like a different wig, but that's just me.
Like a wavy blonde brown wig. Her classic natural face, sunglasses. I don't know her.
I don't know her.
Like, yeah, you know? I was expecting Big Diva.
Yeah. Which I feel like I didn't get from her. And I don't really know what I got from her either. Are you a Kiara fan? Do you like her? Did you like her on the show?
Do I what?
A Kiara fan?
I enjoy Kiara. Yeah, I think she's really sweet. What I like about Canada's Drag Race is that I relate to it more than like actual American Drag Race, in that like they're bringing in like their crafts, they're bringing in their personal projects, and they're showcasing just them raw selves. Whereas for American Drag Race, like you have a team of people behind you. You have to make sure your money's there. This feels more relatable. Like this feels like something that I can like step into tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I like Kiara.
I love Kiara. I'm relating so much to the girls this season. I feel like I'm really getting to know all of them. And I felt the same way about UK too. Maybe it's just that US feels like a little bit overproduced, or, you know, we're in it, so we know the girls a little bit, we know kind of the stakes sort of. But yeah, I'm really enjoying this season. Maybe it's because I don't have any ties to any of the girls.
That's true, being a complete outsider.
Yeah. Especially because I feel like with a lot of what they said about Boa, they weren't expecting her to do well on the show because she like didn't have like a great reputation in Canadian drag in general. But I don't know that as a viewer. I don't care about what Boa's reputation is. I just really enjoyed her on this show so far. Besides this episode, you know.
Well, let's talk about Bowen. She was Gypsy Rose.
We'll get to Boa.
Gypsy Rose
Blanchard. It was a decision and a choice, a decision, a very specific way to go about it.
It's a really iffy character to do because I don't want to get all, we need to be doing the right thing when we're doing drag. But when you're doing a character who is like, I don't know, that complex and has like a lot of like messed up stuff, what can you make fun of comfortably? You know?
And I feel like all the jokes kind of were just like, I killed my mom. Which like, I love that. But,
moms die every day. What's so unique about that?
Moms die every day.
Every second a mom dies.
That's kind of what it was for me, because like I know her because like I'm a true crime girl. It kind of just stayed at like the killing my mom thing and just like didn't go any further, I felt like. But it was a really good illusion. I like the headphones that
were in the nostrils. Did you see that?
Oh my god, amazing. Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing.
It was cute. That was fun. See, that's funny.
Yeah. Before Snatch Game, they had kind of like that like entry, like that red carpet thing, which I thought was so cute. And I liked Boa.
Yes.
I liked Boa a lot in that, because I feel like it really helps them like get into character. That was like really cute, because I feel like we haven't seen that.
I'd rather them do that for a little bit longer, because if you're standing up, you can like decide how your character walks, and you can make like bold decisions before you sit down in like the realized character. This sounds like I'm an acting snob thing, but like you really need to like do everything to warm up before you step into someone that is so far away from yourself.
Not you, yeah,
You know.
for sure.
I know before I step into my drag, I have to like waddle left and right and walk in puddles to feel like, you know, an aunt.
Right,
Like I have to be very leaning into my steps.
Absolutely. You count your steps because you have to get at least 500 every day. That's what your chiropractor told you to, and then you go from there. Okay, I admire that. I really
Where is
admire
the Fitbit though? I left my Fitbit somewhere. I don't know.
I don't know where I put it, girl.
Let's talk about Jimbo's Joan Rivers.
Were you a fashion police gay growing up? Because I was a fashion police gay growing up.
I was. I was the one to type in Joan Rivers compilation.
Because I feel like after every award show, I was like the next morning on YouTube, like on the family computer, you know, like what did the fashion police like have to say about, I don't know, Jonathan Groff's outfit. She just hit something like in my deep primal brain with that impression where I was like, Jimbo, you sold it to me, baby. It's yours.
You reminded me why we defund the police, but fashion police can stay.
ACAB accepts FP. ACAB but FP. ACAB be FP.
But anything on E! News, keep entertainment alive.
I feel like Jimbo was like one of those like kind of like old school drag queens who has like those jokes in her back pocket, very used to like crowd work, and so like those impressions I feel like are like second nature to her, and it's been really fun to see a queen like that on the show, you know. Kind of like I feel like kind of like Rita Baga too, who's just like a seasoned queen who's like had experience in like entertainment.
The show like kind of honors the different generations of Drag Race too with the Snatch Game, because you see how many different takes on the Snatch Game you get. Like you'll see people that do like old iconic gay characters, and then you'll see like younger folks doing newer celebrities that are just outlandish.
Right. Poppy.
So you get a really cool blend of all kinds of people. Yeah. Joan Rivers, the references were there. Edgar, dead husband. The ashes were there. Brought up Melissa. You did your homework.
I want to see what Night of 1,000 Joan Rivers looks like. If we can just like get that down the pipeline somewhere.
Yes, she does have some really like stellar looks.
Or if not, I just want to see everyone come out, you know, like in the one Joan impression that we have, which is like this and like
her in her later life.
Uh-huh.
She was killed. She was killed the same way Michael Jackson was killed.
Like MJ.
Like Doctor. MJ Doctor, they killed Joan. Propofol. I know they hope I fall.
Are you a Barb? Do we have a confirmed Barb in our...
Am I a Barb? Barb I am. I am Barb.
Therefore I am Barb.
Therefore I Barb, therefore I am. Let's talk about Priyanka's Miss Cleo. Or if we have things to talk about.
Maybe like a moment of silence. Maybe like a
moment of silence.
I love Priyanka so much, and I'm so behind Priyanka this season. Miss Cleo maybe like wasn't like a great choice for her, but also like that's high pressure as fuck. And she's been so sickening so far in the competition. I'm excited that she went past this episode and like can continue on and show like where her strengths lie. But maybe this just like wasn't her strength.
We all have hiccup days. I think she must have had a hiccup because it's very easy to be at the top. If they don't affirm you, the rest of the performance is going to be bad. You know what I mean? I think at the top they weren't feeling her, and she might have had more of an established relationship with the character, but because they already didn't like it from her entrance,
it just went.
Like it gets in your head. Yeah, it's tough.
Especially because you've got Brooklyn right there, like, you know, like expecting you to deliver, and you're like.
Right. Also, they ate up Brooklyn this episode. They really brought up Brooklyn, like, not winning Drag Race a couple times. Like, they said, baby girl, you're at our level. We're trying to do what you did.
Can we get a Canadian who can actually win Snatch Game? Yeah, that was really, girl, I love that. I love that. How do you feel about Brooklyn as a judge? As the judge?
I like her. I think she's very personable. I think she has her joke moments. And she's trying to get the hang of it. I think she's gonna get more adjusted to it because she's like the very first person, and she has like really big shoes to fill. Like, and I know she knows that she is being watched by like Rue and like the World of Wonder producers. So There's a lot of pressure on her, but I think she's delivering.
It's hard because a lot of it is me comparing her to RuPaul, who is someone who, like, I don't even necessarily like that much. I'm expecting her to fill these shoes, and it's taking 3 people to do it, and so maybe, like, I'm a little bit harsher, but I really, like, I've kind of softened on her the last, like, couple of episodes. Especially because she's, like, letting herself get made fun of.
Yeah, she's having fun with it, too. I think for RuPaul, it all feels like she has to turn on this fabricated television host character, and we kind of just are normalized to it, and Ru is really good at, like, doing that. And I think us watching Brooklyn get the hang of it, we're like, she's finding out what her hosting voice is, so I'll give her more time I like her, but I think I'll really love her by season 2.
We'll let him marinate.
Ilona is Rebecca Moore, the cock destroyer. Had the costume down, sucked Joan's finger. Was great. I thought she was great. I thought she was funny.
There was a part where, like, there was so much lipstick just all over her, and I was like, that's so it for me. I have really fallen in love with Ilona. I have, like, really fallen in love with Ilona, and I'm kind of, like, feeling weird because in the, like, you know, because I'm watching it on Twitch, and so a lot of people just, like, don't really go up for her, and I feel like I was Ilona's friend, like, growing up, you know what I mean? Like, in 6th grade, she was that one girl who, like, did make fun of me for being gay, and so, like, we became really good friends, and so now this is what her drag aesthetic looks like grown up if, you know, she had been whatever her. And so I like Ilona. I relate to her a lot. I'm really into her, and it was like a good enough Snatch Game. She did good.
That is such a specific reference for the person that accepted you for being gay, because you accepted them for being whatever they were.
Right, exactly. She's that friend in 6th grade.
For me, like, it was the weeaboos for me.
Oh yeah, no, me too.
You know what I mean?
My friend was too into Oran House Club. She was too into the anime. She was too into Fruits Basket. I was the girl that was like, what's that? Or like, let's hang out.
For those who don't know what a weeaboo is, it's a white person that wants to be Asian. Is that the definition? I don't know. But
someone who, like, just loves, I guess, like, quote-unquote Asian, quote-unquote culture. But that in itself has, like, a bunch of, like, girl, what does that mean?
Girl, what does that mean?
Which one was
but
that
I'm
one?
glad you accept me for being Asian, and you accept me for being gay, and I accept you for wanting to be Asian. Scarlett Bobo, Liza Minnelli. That was good.
Solid. Like, solid.
My only thing, and I saw this with some other folks too while performing, hunching. I wanted to be in that room and be like, ladies, we're hunching. Imagine a string, pulling your chest to the ceiling, and look forward. Fix your posture. She was really hunching, like...
Yeah.
When you're hunching, you're, like, unsure of what you're saying. You're like, I don't know if you'll laugh at this. I don't want to make direct eye contact because if it's not funny, it's going to humiliate me.
I want to go to Aunty Chan's School for Girls is where I want to go. That's what I want to do. Look right, put on your sunglasses, girl. Look this way, look that way. Cross the street.
Aunty Chan's School for Girls. Ding, 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 ding. I'm going to ring the bell every morning. I'm pouring, like, bird feed on the ground. I'm like, ladies, we're being chickens at 6 a.m. Start packing.
Thank you. We're being birds.
So Rita is Edith Piaf. Oh, culture. Didn't know this one.
A little bit.
Did you know? Do you know Edith Piaf?
Did she do that one song from Inception? We want to know. Me asking the audience, did she do it? Because we want to know. No,
was it her or the Counting Crows? I don't know. No, deep cut. Okay.
It was funny. She was hunched over, but she was like, part of her shtick was like being dead, and so I thought it was funny. Again, she's old, depressed apparently, according to like what we know about her from Rita. So she sold it to me. It was good. Bring Back My Coffin.
She was funny.
Incredible.
She was doing good bits. Maybe the hunching did work for her.
I'll excuse it once, young lady. I'll allow it once.
I'll allow this hunching.
There's two demerits. There's two demerits.
Lemon as Jojo Siwa. The no contour on the forehead, hairline all the way up here. Alopecia, tease.
It was incredible. I mean, like, honestly, like, it just, she really, I mean, like, she committed. Oh, you look good, girl. Wait, I'm kind of living for this.
Wait, forehead really changes, like...
the whole look.
This is not
Now, wait a minute. Is she a baddie? Is this a baddie right here? Do we have a baddie?
Maybe I do need a bang piece. Wait. Let me
Wait, what is her?
pull it down to
okay.
a respectable
go.
ratio. Okay, there we go.
There we go. There we go. I only know JoJo Siwa through TikToks. Like, I've never viewed a program of hers, and I'm so down. Kids making money, go for it.
Wear a scrunchie, dress like you're 10.
Cause she's like 18, right? She's like 16 or 18, right?
She's older than she appears.
For sure.
Like, I thought she was like 10 or 11. Maybe she's like a character made by a marketing team. I won't be surprised in 10 years if a baby is a celebrity, you know? Like, a 5-year-old that's dressed up as an infant. A baby. Because when Ariana Grande blew up, I was like, okay. The little girls look up to her. But I started dissecting the character where, hold up. Now she's like adding sex appeal, but she still is like, kind of like infant. Like, she's kind of young. It's getting weird. But JoJo Siwa, very good.
but with her, we loved. It was funny. That shit was funny. That shit was good.
So let's talk about the tops of that performance. Jimbo, Lemon, and who else was the top? Jimbo, Lemon.
Bobo. Miss Bobo.
Bobo.
I liked Bobo.
Okay, Liza. Yeah, Bobo was good.
What do you think makes like a successful Snatch Game character?
Well, it comes down to it really is just the performance. Like, how comfortable were they? How engaged were they with other people? Did they like yes and with other folks? Did they have research put into it? Do they have references? Is the character like funny? Do I like you? Did I write you down as a winner for this pre-written episode? Did you do something to flip me off as a producer? Just, you know, normal things. Oh, we moved into the next day where this is my favorite part because you get a little taste of like, well, what's your trauma? Welcome to TV. What's your trauma? Welcome to TV. What's your trauma? How do we put that out there? Can you sell it though?
Yeah.
Is that what you decided on? So Jimbo's was use this comedy to make friends. Was an outcast, dressed differently, was on a school bus one day, told a joke, everybody laughed, he became prom king. It was a really cute little moment for maybe the comedy girls to resonate with. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I do use comedy to like, I related to that story. Like, yeah, make people giggle, make people laugh. They'll never be against you if you like entertain them. So let's just get into the runway. Our special guest this week was Mary Walsh. I just glanced quickly, didn't even listen to the name. I thought it was Robin for a second. Looked closer, it was definitely not Robin. But I live either way.
I can't. Canadian Queen Robin. Yeah, we love her. She's
our comedy queen Robin.
How did you feel about Night of 1,000 Celines? Like, is that exciting for you? Do you not want to see it?
I don't know, obviously, Celine as well as a Canadian citizen. But if we did Night of 1,000 Madonnas, they deserve to do Night of 1,000 Celines. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you have Boa, who starts out with her interpretation on that Las Vegas-y, like, big feathered hat, and then it's like all of those drapey fringy moments, which I felt like moved beautifully on the runway. She gave her attitude, which I feel like Boa's always exciting to look up to see on the runway, because I feel like she's just like in it, you know. She's like usually wearing something that feels like a costume, and so she tends to like really step into her character. But it wasn't my favorite. How did you feel about it? Because it was not my favorite.
I thought that, well, the headpiece for me could have been a little bit fuller. It could have had more feathers.
Yeah.
It just felt like she wore it and then there was like a windstorm that blew like half the feathers away, and I was like, girl,
Get
some back and pick them up.
Get some glue, girl.
Get some glue.
I thought Scarlett looked beautiful. Like that.
Sleeves.
Like the big poofy sleeve. Gorgeous. Stunning. She really kind of gave me pulled together like glamour for this runway, which I think was like exciting as a viewer to see, and I'm sure like as a judge also very exciting to see. I loved her this week.
If the girl is pumped, she will have taste.
She will have taste, basically.
She will have taste.
Are you
willing
pumped,
to
Miss
invest in her
Aunty?
face.
Are you pumped? What you pumped?
No, just draw over the line. Just draw over the line.
I've never had any work, darling. I do a little bit over here, a little bit over there. It's not a big deal. Don't worry.
I just do this every morning. I just grab a chip clip and pull all the skin and just clip it back. That's all I do.
Lovely, lovely. Next up we have Kiara's eyebrows and then Kiara and then her wig. It again just like wasn't strong for me, and it just wasn't her week, you know?
Yeah. Didn't like it that much. I enjoy a ruffle, sure, but it's not something that was like, oh my god. The ponytail wasn't really it for me. I agreed with that comment.
Yeah, it wasn't it for me, and I mean, yeah, I like the things on the side or whatever. Rita Baga gave us that reveal because she came out in something and then revealed into this like all black with the big kind of skirt like in the middle that I thought wasn't like super flattering. And actually, did she have a prosthetic on? Did you notice that? Did she have a prosthetic on? Because in the workroom, like before they cut before they cut to commercial, I saw somebody putting on a prosthetic.
If so, bonus points, because that's awesome. Prosthetics are not easy.
Because she talked about like being like early Celine. Maybe this was like a previous version of Celine in the face.
Silhouette was kind of oomp, but you know, she brought two looks.
It's Canada, you know, it's Canada. We'll let her do what she wants. It's Canada.
They're so nice. They shouldn't have to crush their ribs.
Sorry. Ooh, sorry. We have Miss Jimbo who gave us this, you know, pantsuit kind of thing. It really wasn't my favorite, but her Snatch Game was so strong that like, I get it.
Yeah. I had an issue with the makeup. I had an issue with the brows.
I think the brows had an issue with themselves.
If you have to glue on a brow instead of glue down your brows, then
we got a problem.
I get a little nervous.
I feel like in the critiques they kind of talked about how they liked that she dragged it up and made it very like, you know, very drag with the sequining on the garment or whatever, but it wasn't my favorite. Lemon,
I remember lemons.
I mean, like, the necklace is a cute touch, you know? Like, the necklace from Titanic is, like, a really cute touch, but I agreed a lot with, like, what the judges were saying, and that, like, she wasn't cinched, and the body was just, like, not it for me.
Yeah. Did she do any pads? I didn't see padding.
Where is the padding? And I also I'm not even like that much of a stickler because drag is cute and like we can do whatever we want. But I very much like, at least in this challenge, was like when we're trying to give Celine, we could like one, wear brown hair, but two, we could like cinch, you know? We could cinch and we could accentuate the body a little more so.
Yeah, it looked a little too comfy there, ma'am. If you're not suffering, you're not doing it.
How did you feel about Alona, who came out in that like heart jacket?
Oh, you know what? That was my favorite look.
I love it. I loved it.
Yeah,
I felt crazy.
That was really cute. She has been my fave to look at on the runway for sure.
She's so fun. And I loved her outfit last week. I loved the paper night outfit or whatever. She's just fun on the runway. Her hair was looking cute. She looked right. I loved the heart. She looked really good.
Anime girl vibes I was picking up.
Yes.
Like, I know it was Celine, but I was like, this is the cute little girl. I love it.
Like an anime Celine. Okay, I see that. I also love her walk. She has a really good walk on the runway because she just like, I used to be shy and now I'm like, not.
Something about this season though is like, some of these girls know how to walk, some of these girls don't know how to walk. That is you entering the character. Like, if you know how to walk, you know how the rest of your drag's gonna turn out. Do you not know how to walk? Like, I always think that the runway is just like the saving grace or like what splits the hair for who's gonna be named the winner. Like, if it's a really close main challenge, like if there's a tie in the main challenge, the runway is just gonna split the hair.
That's how this week I feel like went because, you know, the decisions this week were that I think, was Scarlett safe? Who was safe?
Scarlett was safe.
Scarlett was safe. And
Scarlett and Ilona
were safe. Oh, and they took a nap, which I love that energy.
Girl, it's boot camp. I bet they are always exhausted. I can imagine like one critique putting them over the edge, and I get why they cry because like,
oh yeah,
what they go through.
Right.
Oh, they're gonna be friends forever because it's collective trauma.
So we had those two safe. And then in the bottom, we had Miss Bowen, Miss Kiara, and Miss Priyanka, which I felt was very like well-deserved. Again, Priyanka having that garment that she wore, those two garments that she wore, I feel like she really could have been safe, but I get it, because it was not as strong as Cleo.
I mean, the ranking made sense to me. I would have, yeah. The lip sync for your life song is I Drove All Night. Great song. Great song.
It has build up, it has an instrumental after the chorus, it has places to go around and get a tip, places to go back and put your money down.
Bring out the tiptoe look because you're gonna be doing bits, okay? This is the bits song. I'm gonna be doing comedy, okay? Where's the Prindle? I drove, I not, let me check my review mirror.
Would you like am or fum? Would you like am or fum?
Am or fum. You're driving, you run over a body, you do a little leap, you know.
Did you think it could have been a double save? Because I felt like this lip sync was beautiful. Top notch, like both of them sold it. And I didn't get from Kiara what I got, for example, from Rock, which is like doing every stunt that you can and just like stringing it all together. You know what I mean? Like I felt like Kiara like was in it, and all of her like stunts felt like placed and accurate and like good. And I thought she did great. I thought Priyanka did good too.
I thought it was going to be a double save. Like, the judges were living. They were standing, they were clapping, cheering, losing their mind. I thought they were gonna... Kiara, you are also safe. But they don't know those moves. They don't know what they're allowed to do, you know? If Rue was like, you know what, double save.
Rue would have saved them both, right?
Rue would have saved them both.
Miss Paul.
I was happy to see that Priyanka stayed because I think Priyanka has a lot more to show. Kiara is a very fierce competitor, but I think they've had many chances to show that like, oh, I am going to be like top 4. I'm gonna like win this show. And I was still kind of waiting on that for her, you know? Especially still a very great, sweet queen.
Especially because I think that Snatch Game is one of those challenges where it's like, it really helps to kind of like determine the standing. This was not a lot of people's best week, and also surprisingly some people's best week. And so I'm very curious. Yeah. It's a turning point in the competition, and who wouldn't dream of like their episode being Snatch Game and Night of 1,000 Celines. I mean, like, that's like a perfect way to like show up and show out. I'm very excited about the season and how kind of like it's all gonna shake up, because I feel like right now, I don't really know like who's like a top contender.
Yeah, it's always changing. I thought Priyanka was, or when it first started, she was gonna be top 4. I think she still would be top 4, but like you said, this challenge is like a checkpoint. It's a progress report on all the girls, and with the ranking where it is, I think Jimbo is definitely a top contender for the season as well. I think Jimbo can go really far.
Were you expecting that?
Huh?
Were you expecting that?
No.
I was not. Girl, when
I was not expecting
that first
Jimbo.
Episode, I got like Silence of the Lambs, like full murderer vibes, and I have fallen in love with her over the last couple weeks. I've fallen in love with Jimbo, and I was not expecting that.
I think her drag lives to entertain other people, so she'll definitely go far because she is quite literally serving. Quite literally.
Literally serving. Want to watch.
She is literally serving good.
There's that character work. We can't help it. We can't help it.
You have to fully commit to it, okay? It's a commitment, okay? So y'all, that concludes this episode of Canada's Drag Race. Okay, RuPaul does the voiceovers. I don't know if she collects as big as a check. Irregular Girl, thank you so much for enjoying this review with me. Where can people find you? What's your tea?
Yes, I'm on Instagram and on Twitter at I'm Irregular Girl. That's also my Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal. And myself and the other Mom Jeans girls are putting out a podcast called Mom Jeans Unzipped that you will soon in September be able to find on iTunes and Audacity and Spotify and wherever you catch wherever you catch whatever you catch. Yeah, that's what I've got cooking up. Other than that, I'm just playing video games.
What's the PSN for the girls that may want to add you?
The PSN is also at I'm Irregular Girl. Let's play Overwatch. I'll get back into it. I'll see a little bit of something.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your adventures, your campaigns, and the rest of quarantine.
Thank you. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for having me.
Yes. I'll see you soon.
All right. Bye, boo. Mwah. Stay safe.
Bye. Hello. I think they might have died. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, what is that I read? Hello? Can you hear me? No? I can't hear you. I'll let you know when I can hear you. I think it's still dead. Or the mic. Maybe we should disconnect and reconnect the call? Okay. Okay, recalling. Okay, now I can hear you. Okay, grand.